Welcome to Exploring Alaska Waterways. Today's video is going to be about how to travel on the Alaska Marine Highway Ferry system with your pet. We hope to give you some tips to make your travel easier. We're going to travel from Bellingham, Washington through the Inside Passage up to Petersburg, Alaska. We'll depart Bellingham at 5 p.m. on a Friday and we'll arrive in Petersburg at 12:30 a.m. on a Monday, with stops in Ketchikan and in Wrangell, Alaska. Welcome aboard! The day before we get on the ferry for our trip to Petersburg, Alaska, we usually like to stop here at Hotel Indigo. Hotel Indigo has a nice restaurant, and what we like about it is there's a nice hiking path that goes along the water, and it's a great place to exercise your dog before you get on the ferry. This is our back seat. Yeah, that's the ceiling right there. No room to spare. Okay, this place leaves slots open on Fridays for people who get turned away at the ferry terminal because their dog's paperwork is not up to a date. So it's good to know about this place. But don't let that happen. Get all of your paperwork in order before you get on the ferry. You should always consult the Alaska Marine Highway System website for up-to-date information on pet requirements.
You can get health certificates at the vet. There's Dan. He is excited to get back.
I am ready to go back home to Alaska for another season of exploring Alaska Waterways. We've got a bunch of fun trips planned for this year.
There's a park you can stop at with your dog, or if you just want to get out of the car because it's been a long road trip.
Can you stop there with your husband too, or is it just your dog?
No, just your dog.
Okay.
Their downtown area, which has lots of shops and fabulous places to eat.
It's a nice drive from the interstate down to where the Alaska Marine Highway Ferry building is. And just be careful if you're driving a really big rig through here, because the streets tend to be really narrow and there's a lot of diagonal parking, so that's something to keep in mind.
If you have a small vehicle, parking is not an issue. A nice little trail all the way from the ferry. Here is pause for a beer. You can have a drink with your dog.
Yikes. Lots of peeps here.
Here's where you go get your tickets. And this is where we will be parking.
Electric charging there, electric vehicle.
Pretty busy.
Looks like a lot of people.
Open 8 to 8. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
There's Darcy shopping. Spending money we don't have. Museum here.
No tips. There's the marine park, and they actually have kayaks that you can rent. But we just saw 2 kayakers come in, and it's probably 40 to 50 degrees. But this is the marine park right next to the ferry, so it's a good place to bring your dog. Yukon likes it. Dan is so happy to be back by the water. This is where he is at home. There's the shelter at the marine park. So there's water, and there are little poop bags, and then there are bathroom facilities. Beautiful trees at this park. Dan's gonna take Yukon out, let him run a little bit. Nice beach. They have a little spot right here. You can take them off the leash and let them run back and forth before we get on the ferry. Here is sky, here is ocean, here is life. Listen, Rick Herman. Oh. Yeah, oh, boy, oh. Go. He likes this. He's been in a car for a couple days. People are getting everything packed up for their trip.
Now you go across the railroad track. Swing through to the guard shack here.
You stop at this place and they check your tickets.
Well, a lot of people are going to be getting on board.
People bring boats, RVs, motorcycles. I thought that a minute.
Well, this is an exciting time when you finally get waved onto the ferry. The first stop will be to have them check your tickets and your dog papers. It's important to remember to get your dog papers in order before you get in line. The crew is very good at directing you into the proper place. If you have a rare exit to get your pet out, that often doesn't work because the vehicle behind you is so close. So we go with the side exit. And then dog comes up here and then lays in the back. So you got to be aware of that.
Room is 129. It's what we call a two-berth with a view. And we have our own private bathroom. They're not real big, but they are comfy. The beds are comfortable. So you have two beds. And a ladder for the person who wants to sleep on top. You have a chair. You can wash. Little table. The best part is the view. There's one other piece to show you, is the bathroom. Turn the light on. There's a toilet and a nice shower. And that's our room. It's worth it to have a room in case you can't get a place to camp upstairs, but we'll show you some of the other places that you can sleep. There's the Coast Guard. This is Bellingham. And the Chrysalis is right there. That's one of the best places to stay, I think, in Bellingham, because they have a great park and a trail system where you can go and walk to different parks, and they have coffee shops, and then you can stay right there at the Chrysalis. And then they also have downtown, which is only a block away. You can go to all the restaurants and shops that you want. And then the ferry is just down the street. Just got on the ferry.
Right, it's, I don't know. Oh, it's midnight. Midnight 15 is when they go down to let the dog out. And I just thought that you might want to see my hair and how nice I look at midnight. The ferry provides up-to-date locations on these screens, so you can always tell where you're at. There are car deck calls where you go down and take your pet out, feed and water them, and let them relieve themselves. This happens on a regular schedule, but the schedule can be adjusted. The schedule is announced over loudspeakers, but during sleeping hours, they're not, and so you have to set alarms so that you can get up and visit your pet. These visits are highly regulated and they're scheduled. Sometimes these scheduled times are adjusted because of rough water conditions, especially in some of the open water crossings. So they might move them up or they might delay them. But in any case, each visit lasts about 20 minutes, so you do have to move fast and have things ready to go. Most pets have difficulty relieving themselves on a hard floor. They eventually will. They have a cleaning station on the car deck, and so you wipe up whatever mess has been made, and then there's a bleach solution that you spray on it and you clean it up. I think one trick that might work is to use an absorbent pad. Train your pet to use the absorbent pad so you can just lay the pad out. We often use the traffic cones, but if they have an absorbent pad, then they can just relieve themselves. They're used to doing that. They know it's okay, and then you can just roll that up and throw it away. On board, there are really two places to eat. This is the snack bar, which is open quite a few hours. Does close a couple of times in a day, but you can get most of the common things to eat, coffee. The other is a more sit-down dining room at the stern of the ferry with great views looking out the back. Highly recommend that. The rear dining area is nice because you are seated at a table, and we have waiters that come out and take our order.
Traveling home on the inside passage, taking the Alaska Marine Highway. Water and land merge in natural beauty. From Bellingham to Petersburg we sail away, watching the world go by with the sea and sky so high, enjoying each other's company, taking time to think and dream so free. Mountains rise and fall in the distance, whispering tales of timeless persistence. Nature's canvas painted in serene hues. Every moment feels like something new. Watching the world go by with the sea and sky so high, enjoying each other's company, taking time to think and dream so free. Ancient waterways guide our way through this peaceful, tranquil bay. Hearts are light, spirits fly on the Alaska Marine Highway, watching the world go by with the sea and sky so high, enjoying each other's company, taking time to think and dream so free. Traveling home where dreams align. On this journey, your hand in mine, together forever on the inside passage.
Local hangout for breakfast. Just get off the ferry and hail a taxi. Ask for Jason. I think we'll head over to the boardwalk.
Cruising Ketchikan in the early morning light, searching for treasures in this land till night. What we found is happiness together, walking the path of life in all weather, spending time seeing the sights. Pioneer Cafe with food delight, walking around feeling so untold. As we wander through streets, travels untold. In each other's company, joy we uncover.
Cruise ship dock and extends way down there. And see way down there. Our driver this morning said that they can have 6 cruise ships in at one time, 4 here and 2 at another dock further that way. And the record was 21,000 people boarded up. You see a lot of empty storefronts this time of year. That's their bride right there. He's still in search of a good deal, or even a bad deal. Any kind of deal, because nothing's open. Pigeons are here to say hi. Hi, pigeons. Yep. See you later.
To continue the move.
All right, we're approaching A&P Market, which is within relatively easy walking distance from the ferry terminal. And it's one of Darcy's favorite places to shop. It's actually a grocery store, but they have lots of interesting Alaska products in here. I've never been in the store, so this is my first time. I'm going to see if she's been filling me full of bad info or not.
One thing about this is a lot of people come here and get food and
For the ferry
shop, yep. Or pick up food for the trip. But they have that coffee shop that has a good deli too.
Yep. So we're going to step inside.
Our hearts take flight, finding treasures in together, a beautiful sight. In every
So
journey,
a lot of cars got off at Ketchikan. As you can see, we have a lot more room, but they haven't loaded traffic from to go north. After a few hours of touring downtown Ketchikan, we are now back on board, going back up to our room. We have enough time to take the dog out for one more trip before everyone boards and we're off to our next destination, which is Wrangell. It was then we learned that about 350 middle and high schoolers were going to be joining us on the ferry because they were at a basketball tournament in Ketchikan and they were all dispersing and going back home. We're getting ready to go out and take the Yukon out at Wrangell. It's supposed to be kind of rainy, so we'll see how it goes. In preparation for departing the ferry, we first had to drop off our room keys at the purser desk. The top is full. The rack, like 3 layers high on the rack.